Hello, folks, and welcome to your outlet for outdoors and Western lifestyle news, The Bend Show. I am your host, Rebecca Warner, a.k.a. Beck, and joining me as always is my co-host, sound engineer, and you know what, overall, just best bud to be hitting the trails with, Chef Tigger Earhart.
Sound engineer, that's a new one. You haven't used that one in 3 years.
Well, whether, you know
Put
what,
that on a business card.
You are driving down the road right now, or you pulled the big rig over, we are happy to be with you as we enjoy the other parts of life with you in the outdoors, at a rodeo, whatever the event might be that makes you smile and get you through the week. As always, we love hearing from all of you. Comments, stories, ideas, your field reports. Get a hold of us anytime. Call or text 305-900-BEND. That is, again, 305-900-2363, or you can always shoot us an email at bendradioshow@gmail.com. Now, yes, it is hot across the country. Many of us are trying to get some reprieve from that, and that may be hitting the lakes, hitting the rivers. If you have a local pool, this crossed my wires the other day, and I just want to bring up a little PSA. Tigger was even shocked when him and I were sitting around the campfire, and I brought this up, that many of us maybe have not realized that there are just not as many pools as there used to be generations ago.
That used to be a really big thing, I remembered when I was a wee one. That
Yes.
you'd go into town and go to the pool. That was a treat.
Swimming
it's not as
lessons.
much.
It was part of every day,
Yeah.
part of your summer, right?
Yep.
Well, it's come to fruition, and we've learned that there's actually a decline in people that know how to swim compared to maybe when you were a kid yourself, just due to, let's see, how many, parents, moms and dads are both working full-time jobs. How do you get these kids to swimming lessons? All of those activities. So while you are out and about, if you're kayaking, canoeing, boating, just keep aware of those
riding through the creek.
Right, those fellow friends or people you don't even know that are enjoying the water and the environment, that they may be a little anxious around it, and have that extra water safety, okay? You just never know. If you see somebody in a predicament that just doesn't look right, better to check and make sure that person is okay and not in dire need, because here they didn't know how to swim.
And I know some of you are saying, oh, come on, you two. We just had this happen in our state. We just lost a couple, a husband and wife, and it was boating or canoeing or kayaking, something, nobody really knows, but the boat tipped over and capsized, and we lost both of them. They drowned. And to my knowledge, they were both very good swimmers, so nobody kind of knows what happened. So freak accidents are always right around the corner.
Exactly. So just stay vigilant, just stay aware, as we always say, of your surroundings. Still enjoy the water. Stay cool as we all can be, and have a good time.
We want to have you back next week is what we're saying, right?
In our spotlight today, dinner in the dark. A New Jersey chef has launched a new promotion called Dinner in the Dark at his restaurants. What a fun idea, if you dare. Chef David Burke blindfolds diners before serving them a 5-course meal. Approximately 12 or 15 years ago, during a wine and food festival, David Burke had tried this idea, and it didn't go so well. But he never let go of the concept and has now launched this unique dinner experience. An example of a meal is, of course, while blindfolded, diners have been served truffles, puree, broccoli, heirloom tomatoes, cookies, parfaits, and candied fruit, and the dinner costs right around $100. Now, we've brought you this creative concept from Chef David Burke, so now I'm going to challenge you and your cooking skills on your next family dinner, campout, or dinner party. Consider doing something of the like. Let's see first how trustworthy you are deemed by your friends and family, but then also I see this as a fantastic way to incorporate fun in a dinner conversation like no other. Imagine where the conversation could go. Plus, this puts your cooking skills to the test. To kick off our news this week, we're diving right into the country entertainment world with Try That in a Small Town. After the Jason Aldean backlash across the nation by some, the latest is his business partner Luke Bryan and Jason Aldean's Nashville restaurant has removed CMT from their televisions after, of course, in case you had not heard, CMT announced last week it would no longer be airing Al Dean's video, Try That in a Small Town. A statement has been released by E3 Chop House saying as follows: "We stand with Jason. E3 supports Small Town because this is who we are. We will not air CMT at any of our restaurants until a formal apology is made and Jason's music video is reinstated. Furthermore, we too are in support of Jason Aldean. Love his hit song that has been playing on country radio for months already, by the way. This is not a song that was just released. So whether you are from a small town or not, we all strive to be better people and live in a community that supports one another. That's America." Head to our website, thebendshow.com, to watch Jason Aldean's video for his latest hit, Try That in a Small Town. Next on the radar is mating season. We have all seen the jokes, the funny memes of don't pet the fluffy cow. So in case you have not heard, 2 national parks thus far in the recent weeks have had horrific incidences regarding people and bison or buffalo. The woman in North Dakota visiting Theodore Roosevelt National Park is recovering from injuries to her stomach and foot after having been charged, while in Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming, there was a bison that gored a woman. So please, regardless, if you are familiar with these types of animals or new to the terrain, landscape, or otherwise, these are great reminders. It is mating season across many areas for a diverse group of animals, not just the bison or buffalo. Big game to livestock such as bulls, breeding cattle. Do not cross fences. Do not tempt fate. Pumpkin spice, ready or not? We're talking pumpkin spice beer, though. Those fans or haters of a pumpkin spice, there's a new brew of another kind about to hit the shelves while it's still hot outside. And personally, I think it's a little too warm to even be thinking about pumpkin spice right now. However, Samuel Adams has plans to kick off fall early by releasing already on August 1st a new pumpkin ale called Jack O. This here pumpkin spice beer is a shandy Jack O pumpkin ale that'll have aromas of cinnamon and nutmeg and a fall balance with a crisp, refreshing finish is what they are saying. Lastly, I think you're all going to love this one, especially the outdoorsmen in us all. Sportsmen and women, anglers, fishermen, or fisherwomen. You will love this last study. A university in Canada has wrapped up a recent study that revealed eating fish not just lowers your risk of hearing loss, it slashes your risk of going deaf. Omega-3 levels in 100,000 people were studied, and what was found was astounding. The people with high levels of omega-3 and consumed fish on a regular basis were 16 upwards to almost 20% less, less likely to have hearing issues later in life. It does not end there. The study also revealed that hearing trouble, especially when there was background noise in the room, people were 11% less likely to have trouble hearing. Impressive results, and with all of us and our love of sports fishing, tossing a line in when we can, these stats definitely show it may be worth to consider adding fish into our weekly diet. That's a wrap of the news for now. When we come back, we're going to sit down and we're going to start talking about hunting, because you know what? That's right around the bend. Stay where you are. We'll be right back.
You asked for it, you got it. Watch the Cowboy Channel anytime, anywhere with the Cowboy Channel Plus. Live stream the Cowboy Channel or watch your favorite PRCA rodeos on demand. Classic PRCA rodeos added weekly. Get the Cowboy Channel Plus for only $9.99 a month or save 25% by signing up for a full year. Visit cowboychannelplus.com to sign up and start streaming today.
It has been quite a run on the Bend Radio Show. Now, here's an interesting question for y'all. several listeners reached out and wanted to have more Western history and Western lifestyle on the show from time to time. So what do you think? What are your thoughts? Give us your input, or are there topics that you want Beck to cover? What are your favorites? We want to hear from you. Our listeners are from all corners of the country, actually all corners of the globe for that matter, so weigh in and let us know. bendradioshow@gmail.com or call and text us at 305-900-2363. Pro Rodeo's top saddle bronc riders all in one location. It's rodeo time. The best of the best battle it out at the annual Home on the Range Champions Ride Saddle Bronc match August 5th at the Home on the Range in Sentinel Butte, North Dakota. Get your chance at some of the cash with the live Calcutta Friday, August 4th at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in Medora, North Dakota. Road trip. For more information and tickets, head to hotrnd.com. The Home on the Range Champions Ride Saddle Bronc match. Welcome back to the Bend. Beck wanted to sick me onto this topic because hunting season is coming up right around the bend, as Beck would say. It's going to be here before you know it. So number one, we got to get in shape. And number two, really, what is the wildlife situation out there? So I've been slowly reaching out to a number of different people across the country, and I'm starting out with Antler J Outfitting in Nebraska and Colorado. This is Josh Miller. Let's talk about just kind of getting ready for this fall, because I saw something, of course, it was on social media, and it was some different individuals, and they were getting on the treadmill, and they were starting to put some packs on to make sure that packs fit, and you aren't getting rubbed raw and all that kind of stuff. And they were doing different exercises. Would you say that this is becoming more and more and more important for a successful hunt, is honestly just getting your body into shape?
Oh yeah, that's a huge factor to any hunt. And my Nebraska hunts are a lot less. We can get vehicles around to a lot of places, or side by side 4-wheelers, so it's not as important. But as a guide and as somebody who's taking somebody out, it makes my life a lot easier if I know that you can follow along and keep up, and I'm not having to worry about you being tired and out of breath when we get up to an animal to make a shot. Right. You can always plan and think about a hunt no matter what it is or where you're going, and you always have this expectation, and usually it's always a little different than the expectation. It doesn't matter what you're doing unless you've been on that hunt before, And so I try and do my best to prepare everybody. I try and let them know, and be honest, because, me being honest with them gets them to do a better job. So when they show up, I can do my job better. And, I like when on my Nebraska hunts, I say, this is a easier hunt. We can usually get a vehicle and, side by sides and stuff around most places, but there is still some hiking aspect to it. We might have to, sneak over a hill or something to try and cut off a buck or something. And you need to be prepared to have the equipment and ability to, make something like that work. And if you don't, let me know, and then we can work out a situation to where everybody's happy.
I'm guilty of it every year, and I'm going to throw Beck under the bus. I think she is too, where our eyes get bigger than our stomach, if I can use that saying, where I always think, boy, howdy, we're in good shape, and we're going to do this, and we're pheasant hunting, and we're deer hunting, and we're doing all these other things, and it catches us every single year, catches us off guard, even just simple pheasant hunting. You don't think that traipsing around, and all of a sudden, just like that, boy, howdy, I mean, we're tired, and I think that we get all excited about the seasons coming up, and we think about our gear, like you said, but a lot of times we don't think about the first piece of gear, and that's just us and our health and maybe what we're going to be in for. And we've even had that with many times when we bring friends out to our place and we go pheasant hunting a lot of times, where even though it's in very close proximity, the grounds that we hunt on, it's still a lot of traipsing around, and it catches everybody off guard. We get so excited about hunting that we kind of forgot maybe we need to get ourselves in shape just a little bit more.
Oh yeah, that's a great way to put it. And then too, if you're traveling, if you're in a new area, I mean, granted, Chadron's not super high elevation, but you're still, if you're coming from, like I have guys that come from Texas and, Dallas area and stuff, you're gaining some elevation. That does make a difference, you notice it real fast if you're not used to hiking around at elevation. So, I just try and tell guys, the more you can be in shape, the better off it is. And that's just, in the end, you're just helping yourself as a life thing and as a personal thing. You're going to be able to have a healthier and better lifestyle if you help keep yourself in shape. And then, that jumps into your hunting. Well, now you're going to have a more successful and a more enjoyable hunt.
Now, have you ran into any kind of hairy situations when you've had clients out at your place?
No, never anything crazy. One of my first ones, though, I had a guy, and they didn't tell me it was like the brother, and they didn't say he was like night blind, so he can't see in the dark like at all. And nobody had mentioned that, so we get out of the truck, and it was just breaking daylight, so good enough to where I didn't think I need to flip my headlamp on to. I figured we'd just be good in the dark. And the first two were behind me. They were fine. Next thing I hear is boom. I'm like, oh, what was that? I turn around. Like, oh, don't worry. He doesn't see very good in the dark. We should have made sure he was in the middle so he could see us easier.
Right.
All right, let's slow down. And thanks for letting me know now.
Right.
I can change that. We don't need to be getting anybody hurt.
Right. Nobody stepping in a gopher hole or something like that.
Right. And like I said, it's just something that, I don't have that problem, so it's something that I wasn't thinking of. I was like, oh yeah, we can see good enough. We should be fine to make it up this little trail, and no, not everybody was. And it's okay. Now you should ask those kind of questions.
Should people get a hold of you in advance, like now I'm talking about, where if we're maybe curious about coming to the Chadron area, or what are the deer like in that area? Is it get a hold of you now, and where you can go over schedules with them? And, kind of start to put together a game plan a little bit, if you will, or just kind of get questions answered.
Oh, yeah. The sooner you can reach out, the better off I can. We have a limited amount of hunts because I try and manage our property really tight because we want to manage for an older age class of deer. We're trying to kill 5-year-old and older bucks. And so, one, that gets you a better chance of, hey, get me on the schedule. I'd like to come out and do a hunt. And two, it gives you an idea of, I get to know you a little bit. You get to know me. I can answer your questions. And, just the sooner you can talk to somebody, and even if it's just, I may not end up hunting with you, you can still find out information. I love talking hunting. I like trading stories with anybody. And so it's a fun way to kind of just learn more about an area or kind of something that you might have questions about.
And here's your opportunity. Brag on Antler J a little bit. And I'm curious for myself, too. What is the potential harvest looking like in your area?
Oh, we should be really good this year with, we've had a lot of rain. The last couple of years, that area in Chadron was super dry. We ran into last year. We had a lot of deer that had broken tines or broken main beams. So this year's going to be exciting. I don't think we're going to see as much of that because I think they're going to have more nutrients, so their antlers should be stronger and they shouldn't bust them up so bad fighting. Last year, we ended up, I think at the end of the season, I went through and kind of counted our bucks that we had. And, I had, I think about 12 or 13 deer that I think will be 4 years old or older with, 3 or 4 that should be really exceptional, 160 to 170 plus type bucks. So we're pretty excited about that. Actually, I'll be getting some cameras out this weekend, so we can hopefully start getting some pictures. We got some cows out of some areas that I kind of always wait because the cows are rough on cameras. So get some cameras out, and the fun will begin there. On hopefully we get some good pictures. I know I work really closely with our neighbor, and we're kind of on the same page. Last year we both passed some deer that most people wouldn't pass up, in hopes that that they'll be bigger this year. And he sent me some pictures already. So far, their antler growth, it's looking great.
Oh,
it's going to be a
great.
fun fall.
So do you specialize? Is it rifle hunting or bow hunting? Is there one that you prefer over the other?
I do both. Most of my hunts there in Nebraska, just a lot of people are traveling and they want kind of a little bit more, they like using a rifle. It's a little more sure thing. And I'm an avid bow hunter, but like I said, I don't really have a preference over either. It's more what the people who are coming want to do. We've set it up for both. Like I said, I'm an avid bow hunter, so I can set stands. We have stands set already in some spots, and then we also have some box blinds, some good vantage points that we use for our rifle hunters. So we kind of can tailor it to whatever your preference is.
And people wanting more information, where do we go? How do we get a hold of you?
So right now, Facebook is probably the easiest way. I have a Facebook page. It's Antler J Outfitting. And then all my contact information is on there. And you can reach out to me, and I'm on that all the time. So you can get a hold of me, and we can go from there.
Josh Miller from Antler J Outfitting, thank you so much for the time. Looking forward to getting more updates from Josh as we get ever so closer to hunting season. Yeah, we're all going crazy, aren't we? You can follow along or get a hold of Josh. You can just jump to Facebook, Antler J Outfitting, or get a hold of us at the Bend. We can always get you in contact with Josh. Stick around. Becca's going to have her final words before we say fare thee well right after this.
Hey guys and gals, this is John Arman with Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV travels the back roads to the backwaters in pursuit of the ultimate adventure in hunting and fishing. Join Team UOA every week for exciting action in the crosshairs of the outdoors. Catch Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV on YouTube, Amazon Prime, and make sure to follow Team UOA on Facebook and Instagram to share in the ultimate outdoor adventure.
This is Beck. First, I appreciate all of you for listening and making The Bend part of your week. Many of you have asked, how do I catch past episodes? The answer is super easy. Head to thebendshow.com and click on the shows tab. There you can listen to every episode all the way back to episode 1. Podcasters, head to your favorite podcasting app and search The Bend. You'll find us. Be sure to follow and subscribe and never miss another episode again.
It's all about you. This is Michelle with About You Photography. Super excited to be the official photographer of Tigger and Beck. Other than the ranch, photography and design is what I do for a living. From rodeo and Western sports to the elegant to the tasteful, artistic, beautiful, and private, we can take care of whatever you're needing. If I can make Tigger look good, imagine what I can do for you. Get a hold of me for all of your photography needs, from custom shoots to stock photos.
Welcome back, folks, to The Bend Show, your news outlet for everything outdoors and Western lifestyle. I'm your host, Rebecca Warner, a.k.a. Beck, and riding shotgun with me, as always, is Jeff Tigger Earhart. Now, I'm going to call this little bit, Here's What's Cooking with Beck. I have, been playing in the kitchen again, so how does this sound? Summer fruit fondue pizza style.
Yep.
Do I got your attention?
Yep. How much
Fondue,
sugar is in this
fruit,
stuff, though?
And pizza.
Don't worry about the sugar, is what
Honey,
you're saying.
this is all about the fun, right? And we know how our nephews, nieces, friends, the kids, who doesn't like a little fruit and maybe in the shape of a pizza? What are you going to do, folks? Here it is. It's easy, super easy. First off, all you do is bake or buy palm-sized sugar cookies. Think about it. That is your crust right there. Then set up your table or buffet line with first your sauce, aka a sweetened cream cheese spread. You can add coloring and other flavors such as strawberry if you want a red sauce. And then maybe for your white sauce, add a little vanilla or almond.
I see what you're doing here. I've seen some of these in the shape of a flag. A lot of times red, white, and blue. Yeah,
well,
they're
I'm
awesome.
saying it, DIY, the kids, the friends, they
like
can make
it.
it themselves.
I
Have
like
your
it.
dipping sauces like the chocolate in or hot fudge on like a warming, so it's a little fondue. They can dip their fruit and their strawberries in and then put it on that cookie pizza that they are building. Have a little flame burning. They can toast a marshmallow.
Okay, that is
graham cracker sprinkled on the top. Talk about yummy. Again, the bends, the twists, the turns this week took us all over the map, but we're going to call this show wrapped, folks. Thank you to my producer, sound engineer, co-host, Jeff Tigger Earhart, and thank you to Josh Miller, owner and guide of Antler J Outfitting, located in the panhandle of Nebraska and southeastern Colorado. Be sure to check out Antler J Outfitting on Facebook. Remember, folks, to keep sending in those questions as well as your area's field reports. Hunting is right around the corner. That number again is 305-900-BEND. Again, 305-900-2363. Or you can always send us an email at bendradioshow@gmail.com. If you missed part of this episode or you'd love to hear past shows, you can find them all on the website, thebendshow.com. And be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting app and to the Ben Show YouTube channel. Looking to change things up for your next event, conference, or awards banquet this coming fall? Have us, Tigger and Beck, entertain your crowd. We are PRCA Pro Rodeo card holders, where Tigger is a pro rodeo announcer, and we are PRCA music directors. From MCs to event headliners, public speakers, we are ready and excited to make your gathering extra special. Ranching, cattle, hunting, fishing, camping, and rodeo, plus so much more. There's all kinds of topics we love to talk about, but the best of all, we love to laugh with you as well. Thank you to our partners, Ditali Outdoors, About You Photography, Home on the Range, Champions Ride, PRCA Rodeo, Buckstorm, The Little Rock Taxidermy, Mickey's Mustard, ToxicCalls.com, Wabalo Creek Outfitters, Atlas Tracks, RFD TV, The Cowboy Channel, and Wrangler. Finally, a big thanks to all of you listeners and fans out there that come along each and every week. And whether you're coming or going today, stay with us as we ranch it up. And remember to keep up with me, Beck, all week long by following The Bend Show on Facebook and on Instagram. This is Rebecca Warner. Catch Beck if you can next week on The Bend.